Oh, tingnan natin to. August 6, 1980X. Ooh, I see, I see. You say you want to be an ama diver, then of course you got my full support. Ah, ito si friend niya. But something tells me you're not just doing this for Chewy. People are bound to talk if you become an ama diver here. You must have some other reasons, one big enough to risk everyone running their mouths. I knew I couldn't hide anything from you, Azami. Heh, wouldn't take me even zero point 0.2 seconds to see through one of your lies. So what's up? Tell me everything. Oh, Kante, Katenko? Kante Kisho. The building's been abandoned, so hardly anyone comes here, which makes it perfect place to private meeting. Oh, rendezvous. Ah, so he's the friend. Ayun na. Hey, Azami. What I'm about to say is going to sound pretty crazy. Do you still want to hear it? Sure. Bring it on. Thanks. I'll come I'll come right out and say it then. I'm looking for a mermaid, and I need to find one by tomorrow. Oh, a mermaid, huh? And by tomorrow at that. That's gonna be tough. I'm being serious. In fact, I've never been more serious. Nagbablush siya. I really do have to find a mermaid by tomorrow. Hmm. I can tell you're not joking by the looks on your face. You got some sort of reason for saying this, right? Go on. I'm listening. Thanks, Azami. Mermaid search reason. Ay guys, kain pala tayo, lunch. Sinigang. Ano yun? Kain tayo sinigang. Sinigang sa pork. Pork sinigang. Oh, lunch. Ay, magpo-4 na ba? Merienda? Merienda, sinigang. Ah, the disaster, huh? If you're okay with it, sure. I was in middle school at that time, and my parents had taken me out into the bay on a little fishing boat. This massive storm came out of nowhere and sank all three fishing boats that caught up in it. I was the only one who survived. Yeah, it was really terrible. So siya lang daw ang survivor. Siya lang ang starstruck survivor. So what about the disaster did you want to talk about? Well, I've been recently started to remember some things about what happened. Ooh, hindi kaya patay na to? Patay na siya talaga, like deads. For real. I know your memories of the disaster were kind of hazy due to the shock, but it's great that you're starting to remember. Oh, but I guess it's not exactly something you'd want to remember. Huh? Sorry for getting all fired up. It's okay. It actually hasn't bothered me as much as I thought it would. Thanks for worrying about me, though. It's just that things I remember are a bit strange. So I couldn't bring myself to say anything. Sorry for keeping quiet up to now. Strange, huh? Nakanguso talaga siya! I can't see why you want to keep it to yourself. All things considered, don't sweat it. So, about the accident. So, pag-uusapan nila yung nangyari sa accident. My parents gave me a life boy, and lowered me into the water. They were frantic, and I was too stunned to do anything but go along with what was happening. I can imagine. That must have been really scary. The waves were knocking me around, so it took everything I had to hold on to the buoy. In the end, I watched as the boat swallowed by water. I couldn't do anything else. There wasn't anything you could have done. It wasn't your fault, Yuza. Yan na. But right after that, this huge wave came crashing down on me, and I got dragged down into the depths of the sea, life buoy and all. Huh? You got pulled under? But I thought, yeah. Up until now, I thought I managed to miraculously stay afloat until I got rescued. But I remember now. I was pulled down underneath the waves. I remember being caught in a current and tossed all about underwater. I couldn't breathe. I was so sure I was going to die there. But then someone grabbed my hand. Wait, are you saying what I think you're saying? I was barely conscious by that point, so it's not like I saw them clearly or anything, but I'm certain someone was there with me. Someone who grabbed hold of me and pulled me to safety. And from what I remembered, it was a mermaid! So you're saying they were a mermaid? Exactly. So you were saved by a mermaid? I'm sure of it. And it looked exactly what first comes to mind when you hear the word mermaid. A real mermaid, huh? But it was a really extreme situation. So it's entirely possible that I was just seeing things, which could mean I called you out here just to talk to you about some hallucination I had. And if that's the case, I'm going to be super embarrassed. I mean, you're standing here talking to me now, right? So you must have gotten out of that situation somehow. I can't imagine any normal person being able to stay afloat in a storm like that, let alone managing to save someone. Same. You'd have to be some sort of superhuman or something. Or not human at all. Hmm. Man, I could have guessed there were mermaids here in Ise. If I really was saved by a mermaid, I owed them my life. I like to thank them in person if possible. Makes sense. So that's why you're looking for them, huh? Well, if we manage to find them, I gotta thank them for saving you too. Aww, sweet. So I was thinking of heading to where the disaster happened and diving there to see if I can find anything. Wait, are you sure? You almost died there. I'll be fine. In fact, since I never got near there since the disaster happened, I was also thinking I'd like to do something to honor my parents and your dad's memory. Tatay niya. Yeah, I'd like to at least offer flowers, if nothing else. Oh, the others here have always kept their distance. But it's not like going there is forbidden or anything. Let's do it. Thanks, Azami. I owe you one. So, yun yung na-trigger. So, yun yung na-trigger nung recall option. Eh, na may kumagat na naman na lamok sa akin. Ayof. Teka, subo lang ako. Subo lang tayo ng merienda natin, guys. Sinigang. But there's no guarantee the mermaid will be still around here, right? I'm thinking it'd be good to have more of a lead before we head out there. About that, do you mind if I say something crazy? Sure, again? Sure, what's up? You remembered my mom, right? Of course I remember Mrs. Mare. Oh, well, she wasn't originally from Kamishima, but she met my dad when she moved here and ended up marrying him. But even to me, she never really seemed to fit in here. Well, I can't really disagree there. She never spoke to me much either. Some people even outright told me not to talk to her, you know? Said she was suspicious because we didn't know anything about her, stuff like that. I guess that's understandable. She didn't really involve herself in community activities and almost never participated in local events. It felt like she was always keeping her distance from other islanders. Somehow. 20 years here, and she was still considered an outsider. Yeah, I never knew how to bring it up to you, but I always kind of wondered, was there some sort of reason for that? Not as far as I know. Dad and Gran never seemed to mind, so I figured that's just how she was. But looking back at things now, it was pretty weird. Hmm. Well, I guess even I thought she was a bit of an oddball at times. You say that, but I think you're getting pretty similar to her. What? Really? Yep. What's that saying? Marching to the beat of your own drum. You're both like that. Really? I've never realized. I've been so blind. A blind fool. Yep, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. Kung meron kang friend na ganito, pang-asar talaga eh, no? Mari, you want some sinigang?
It makes me so sick.
Look, grabe naman yun. Pwede naman sabihin no. Sabi niya, it makes me so sick. Bleh. Gumanon, gumanon. Pwede namang sabihin no po. Pwede namang ganun. Diyos ko. Kaya talaga may ganun. Bleh. May ganun talaga eh. Last time kasi na kumain siya ng, yung first time and last time niya kumain ng sinigang kasi nagsuka kasi siya. So, coming from a place of trauma yung reaction niya. Kasi first time niya kumain ng, well, maasim. So, nangasim yung tiyan niya. At nagkaroon siya ng hyperacidity. At ang ending no, nasuka siya. Pero grabe yung bleh. Yung ganun talaga eh. But why did you bring up your mom all of a sudden? Well, looking back now, there were a few things that always bothered me. Oh, for a start, no one ever told me where my mom was from. She was also a natural at ama diving, but I never saw her eat any seafood. And sometimes at night, she suddenly say she wanted to go to look at the sea before going out and not coming back for hours. Huh, I guess that is all pretty weird, yeah. That's not all. When I was sorting through my mom's belongings, I found this. We usually keep it in the family altar, but I brought it along today to show you. Ooh, so isang mermaid ang Mother Earth? It's huge. It's gotta be at least 7 or 8 centimeters long. I always just figured she held on to it because it was a rare find. But I once remembered the mermaid. I began to wonder, what fish could have this scale what fish could this scale have come from? And why was my mom holding on to it? Whoa, hold it right there. You're not saying I am. The mermaid who rescued me back then was my mom. I think it was my mom. What do you think? I don't know. Dapat ata kapag binabasa ko yung dialogue nito na nakanguso, dapat nakanguso din ako eh. It's pretty out there. Could that even be possible? So your theory is your mom used to be a mermaid, but she became a human so she could live among us? That's sus. Yeah, naka-duck lips talaga kasi. Yeah, but she turned back into to a mermaid when the disaster happened and wasn't able to come back afterwards. How does ay di pala siya nakanguso. Ugh. How does that sound? Huh, I don't know. But after hearing your story, I can't just dismiss it out of hand either. If that's really the case, and my mom is still out there in the sea somewhere, even if in a different form, I was thinking it'd be nice to see if I could see her again. It might be because they're still treated as a missing instead of dead, but it still hasn't sunk in that my parents are gone. I know what you mean. Sometimes it feels like my pops is just going to show up at home again. Not like nothing ever happened. Oh, medyo sad. Even though if your mom's alive, I guess it'd be hard for her to show up if she's back in her mermaid form now. If my mom really does have some sort of connection to mermaids, then maybe that was the reason she never really fit in here. It might help clear up any mistaken impressions the others have of her anyway. Oishi, do you think that by trying out ama diving like your mom did, you might be able to find something out? And maybe if you're lucky, you'll run into a mermaid in the process. Yeah, and if I really am descended from mermaids somehow, it's possible that diving might awaken something in me. Alright, I haven't thought of that. Ang kulit ng sounds. I like it. I guess if your legs suddenly become fins, we'll know for sure you're second generation mermaid. Okay, I think I've gotten the gist of what you want to do now. Thanks for understanding, Azami. I haven't been happy with how people have been treating you ever since the disaster either, and what they say about your mom. If there's anything I can do to clear the air, I want to help. Thanks, I appreciate it. Though I don't know how people will react if you suddenly start talking about mermaids. It might be best to keep quiet about that part for now and just say you're looking into your mom. What do you think? Yeah, I think that would be the best. Okay, now we got that sealed. Now that we got that settled, how about we head out tomorrow morning? Sounds good to you? Yep, I've been doing some training in secret, so I'm all set. What to do next? Hmm, still, having to find a mermaid by tomorrow is pretty sudden. What's up with the tight deadline? Well, sorry I can't say right now. If we manage to find one, I'll explain everything, I promise. Well, as long as you tell me later, it's all good. Oh, here's an idea. Hmm? If you're in much of a rush, how about we talk to Chukasa and Sapo? Maybe they'll be able to help out. I wonder, it would be nice to have more help. But would they even believe me? The whole thing is pretty crazy after all. Besides, Chukasa's going back to the mainland soon. I hate to bother her now. True. Still, knowing Chukasa, she might be surprisingly on board with the whole thing. See? I knew you'd be here. Alright. Whoa, speaking of the devil. Devil! Yeah! When did you two get in here? Oh, talking about something you didn't want us to hear, were you? Ang cute ni ate. I like her. Ang cute niya, oh. Hmm. Hey, you got us all wrong. We weren't talking about anything like that. Yeah, you gotta hear me out, Chokasa. I was powerless to resist. I refused at first, but Azami insisted and... Oh, tell me more. Sato ito. You might as well admit it, Yuza. And Sato? What's with the sudden keen interest? Enigmatic girl, Sato Shiranami. Ah, let's all calm down, okay? It's not like that. We're having a perfectly normal conversation. Yeah, sure. Anyway, hey, don't just brush me off. You're getting pretty worked up, Azami. Don't act all innocent. You're the one who caused this mess, you know. Sorry to interrupt your fun, but I really did have something to say. Folks are worried about you haven't showed up to the association meeting, Azami. You should probably get going. Oh damn, the meeting. It totally slipped my mind. Sorry, Yuza. I gotta go for now. But I'll get in touch later. No problem. Thanks for coming, even though you're so busy. Pucha, may meeting naman pala. I guess we'll be on our way too then. Eh. Oh, recollection. Oh, unlock past recollection chapter. Sato Shiranami advice. Oh. Um, so you did hear what we're talking about? Only the part where my name came up. I didn't want to be nosy though. Well, I see. Well, thanks for coming all the way out here to get Azami. I don't know what you guys are up to, but you piqued my interest. Be sure to tell me all about it later, okay? Anyway, see you later. Come on, Sato. Roger. Oh, one more thing. You better not forget about the day after tomorrow. Tell Azami he'd better remember too. Sure, I'll tell him later. Anong meron? Anong meron? Ayun na, ayun na. So natapos na yung ano.